What's up?
What's up,
Tyson? What's up, guys? Hey, this is Ty from Breaker Culture. That's Tyson Banker from everywhere. He's everywhere. Yeah, so tonight we're just popping on a little 30-minute session to talk through your recent flagship rookie report. It's funny. We put this out on Wednesday, and already prices. I'm looking at the data now, and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah,
it's flying everywhere, like up and down, volume's going crazy.
I've learned quickly in writing these articles that I better edit quickly, because if I don't,
it's terrible.
I'm explaining to people, oh, sorry, I grabbed that data 10 days ago, and
right,
it's not even realistic now.
We always joke on the crew, like we'll put a video out. I'll do like a pricing ladder for something, and it won't get any views 2 weeks later. And I'm like, guys, you don't understand, like, especially in basketball, 2 weeks later, the prices are almost irrelevant. Like,
Right.
you got to have very near real-time stuff.
Yeah, it's old news.
Old news. All right, who we got in here? Isaac, Ed, what's up? Isaac, Ron. We got a few people flowing in. We didn't advertise this, so we're just going to chat. So let's
Tucson Ed.
Yeah, Tucson Ed. Did you watch his nostalgia hour of his video game?
I know. I've been following that. Like, I'm following that series. I'll definitely be getting in on it. That's awesome.
His one coming out this week is pretty sweet.
I can't wait.
Baseball classic.
That's great.
Okay, so I got to talk about this really quick because I love Freddie Freeman. I always have. I saw yesterday he hit his first grand slam in the majors, which was crazy. That's surprising. He was talking in his interview afterwards how it's been bugging him for years, but he gets up to bat with the bases loaded, and they always shift on him. They've shifted on him for years, but he'll always see the gap at shortstop, and he'll think, as a team player like he is, I just got to drive in runs.
Right.
So doesn't, like, majority of the time he's not swinging for the fences.
Right.
So he's like, I've been getting a hard time from like Chipper Jones and all those Hall of Famers in the Brave system for years. So he hits his first one yesterday. Comes up today, game of bases loaded, and hits another one.
Yeah.
Back-to-back days after going, what? How long has he been in the league? 8-9 years?
Yeah. I love 10 years. Yeah. And that makes sense, because like that makes perfect sense that he'd be playing just to plate guys rather than hit the home run. That's just a totally thing I'd see Freddie Freeman saying by the way he plays.
For sure.
And so that's pretty awesome. He goes back-to-back to say, hey, guys, I could have done this the whole time, but
yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Take that. When I want to hit it, I'll hit it.
That's right.
But dude, the Major League Baseball is so exciting right now.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I don't know if it's just like the condensed season that's got me like anxiously watching every game, but I'm just loving it. Are you enjoying it as much this year?
Oh, I definitely am. And I think what's taken off is those young players that we've been waiting for to come play, the Tatises, the Roberts, Acuna hit 3 home runs the other day. It's just like, those young guys are just on fire, and it's just that fuels it for the hobby and for, fantasy sports, like all those things get the love from those guys doing that. So it's definitely been an exciting year for sure, seeing the young guys really put on display for sure.
Yeah, it has. It's funny. Like I think because probably more eyes than usual are watching some of these games. Even some of the, I don't know, casual baseball fans I'm talking to, they're watching more games than usual.
Yeah,
I think that'll probably change a little bit when football starts, but It's funny. They know the names like Fernando Tatis all of a sudden. They know the names Ronald Acuna Jr., the guys they would not have known, grabbing a coffee with and talking about before. It's kind of fun.
Right. I know. We're going to have to start going deeper.
Oh, gosh, I know. Well, a couple of guys, just in the last couple of days, like Ian Happ's popping. Who else are you seeing that's kind of exciting? That
Jesse Winker is killing it in Cincinnati. Holy moly. Like I've just followed him for a long time just because I kind of had him in a few leagues for fantasy, and I also just kind of followed him just because I was up in Cincinnati for a while, and the guy just finally got his hitting its lefties good. He's not really a platoon player, and he's just mashing. Like, my stats on him were so bad after 3 days of waiting to edit because he hit 2 more home runs, 5 RBIs over the weekend. And so I was just like, gosh, that guy's every time I posted the article, I was like, just Winker's stats are off. It's just because he's playing incredible for sure. Kyle Lewis is still performing super hot. He's doing really well. His is one of the values you were talking about that's different. He's almost a 150 now for his PSA 10, I think. So again, the young guys.
The young guys for sure. I had the painful luxury of watching the Chicago White Sox play the Royals the last 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I am so impressed with that young crew of hitters. Like that is a dangerous team.
Right.
And especially now their pitching's come around. Like
and they still got Andrew Vaughn coming up and Madrigal starting to get acquainted. Like that lineup could be nasty.
Yeah.
The Tucson Ed's question, Hernandez. Yeah. The Blue Jay fans up here upset. He has a pretty serious rib injury. So they sound like he's going to miss some big time. His numbers have been insane as well. Very good start to the year for him. So yeah, that's not good. Yeah, co-pitch when the White Sox get their pitching. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a crazy team they got putting together for sure.
What's up, Mike and Luke up north is in the house. Randy Arozarena. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Is that the guy in the Cardinals?
I have about 1 billion of his cards sitting around.
I feel like this guy in the Cardinals, everybody's not happy to hit when they
right, exactly.
But
exactly.
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker is crushing. I saw his price movement too, and I'm thinking, oh crap, what is he?
That was my sleeper, boys. Yeah, that was my sleeper. I love Kyle Tucker. He moved up to 4 and 5 in the order, and he's been mashing.
Yeah, sure. Pretty fun to watch. Fun to watch. 2019 coming back.
Yep.
Every release 2019 showing up.
Yep.
As Luis Roberts archives a good buy at $5 a piece. I love the archives rookie, by the way, Luis Robert. I don't know. Have you opened any archives?
I haven't. I saw some today and I did a little quick search and I left it. I get it's too hard for me to keep digging deeper those ones, so I kind of gravitate away from a little bit.
Yeah, the problem with archives is Luis Robert is his only auto is that cornfield variation, and it's basically impossible to hit. Right, it's like 1 in 15,000. It's like you don't get a lot of his color there either. So, but I like his rookie a lot in his archives.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about. By the way, thank you everyone for popping in. Yeah, I do got to mention this, Ron. You're exactly right. I was just talking to my son about this.
Trey Turner, yeah.
And you and I talked about this last time. Trey Turner is the most underrated player in baseball.
He is,
hands down to me.
And the only thing that's frustrating about him still is he's still not running much. And I wish he just ran a little bit more, and he would just be way up there. But yeah, his WAR is high. He's way up there on his ISO. All of his kind of metrics are really strong right now. Definitely, you're on it, Ron, for sure.
OPS, he's 6th in the league.
Yeah.
He's 8th in the league in slugging percentage.
And he's 4th in runs created plus.
7th in the league in OBP, so on base percentage.
Right.
And he's 1st in the league in stinking average. The dude is so underrated. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, 100%. And you can still
and stinking average. Sorry, turn that off. Yeah, and the thing is, he has the best autograph in baseball.
Yeah, I know.
It's his 2013 Bowman draft, right? Where he was a Padres. It's a beautiful card. Yeah, you're right. He does. He needs to play a full season without getting hurt. You are the most underrated YouTuber, Ty. Look at that. Mike's in the house. All right. So let's talk a little bit about prices. I'm gonna start off with something a little bit different than the overall kind of feelery report, because I think the report in general is that there's a lot of positive movement. Prices are going up. For the most part, a lot of guys are really moving with volume. But here, I want you to listen to this stat for a minute. So I tell you what, I'll just show something, and then we'll talk about the numbers.
Sounds good. I'm going to take Mike's comment that's to me as well, because I also fit the tie.
Yes, you do. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you saw the numbers. So in May, there was $340,000 in total PSA 10 rookie cards sold. You saw that, right?
Right.
In June, it was 312. It's all kind of preseason numbers. In July, it popped to 420. In August, it was $790,000 in total PSA 10 rookie flagship sales.
So we came out with our article at a great time, is what you're saying.
We did. Now here's the thing. So let me pull this up so you can see it. The last 10 days, it has not been trending well. We're on pace for a 30% pullback
Right.
Okay. And I'll show you this picture here. Tell me if you can see it. You should be able to see it here. Application window. So this is the market health right now. So this is showing, so blue line is total sales per day. So you can see this is like peak, and again, per day. And you can see over basically the last 7 to 9 days, it has completely fallen through the floor. And then the yellow is volume. So we're on track for a 25 to 30% pullback in sales this month for PSA 10 flagships. Does that concern you, or am I reading too much into this?
Well, I mean, we've been at that high point for so long. I think you and I have talked about consistently, like it has to come down at some point. It can't just keep climbing. I think that excitement of starting the season is done, and I think it's starting to kind of mediate, but I think it's coming down a bit farther than I imagined. Just seeing this, I thought we'd probably be at that like last hill there. I think that last little drop is a little bit concerning as a person who's still waiting for, some graded cards to come. So
yeah, for sure. My thoughts on that were kind of the same thing, right? You got football kind of taking over some of the spotlight. So people are shifting. Basketball's dying off. So baseball kind of in between that basketball to football period really shot through the roof. Mm-hmm. But now that football's back, I feel like it's taken some of the spotlight away. But also, I think if you really look into some of these numbers, it's kind of intriguing to see like the top guys have pulled back a little bit and the bottom guys maybe come up a little bit, but it's not compensating for each other. So you're seeing a pullback in total sales.
I think too, that was like that volume. I don't know. That volume just couldn't stay that high because I just think that people are getting the cards they wanted. They're buying the people they wanted. Now I kind of feel like they're waiting to see, okay, how's the guys I bought going to do? Right. We're kind of checking things out to see what the waters are. Cause we're kind of in that midpoint of the season for this small season. So I think once we start getting closer to playoff position and that kind of stuff, we might see a little bit of growth as people start seeing some playoff runs materialize. Yep.
Kevin's point here, at some point people will be bailing because of the ridiculous prices. Makes no sense. What's your response to that?
If he's just talking about wax prices, I mean, people are getting priced out every day in terms of what they can afford and what they can get into. It's crazy.
You don't disagree.
What's that?
You don't disagree is what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree with them in the sense that there's the money's we can't keep paying these insane prices as people that are trying to collect cards. Like it's definitely going to get to us at some point.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, look, Luis Robert pops up. His first few PSA 10s are going for $450. And I mean, you can get a Ronald Acuna for $220.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
but that's the same mindset, Ty. I don't understand is that that has to come down and level out as more and more get graded. So the people buying that, my question is why? And then the second thing is that's no different than the people who are paying 3-4x for retail flipping. It's just like those type of things are draining money, but those people are kind of wasting your money. So if you're smart, you still can have a lot of fun. I think let's not get away from that.
100%. I think Bullet, you nailed it right here. I'll double down on that pullback combined with historically good performers that are having down years in an odd year.
100%.
I agree with that. I'd be curious to know, Mr. Tackleberry, which names you're kind of interested in. I think when I see that comment, I think of guys like Christian Yelich.
My boys are Devers, Meadows, Robles. I'm still holding on to them. Even though Robles has been terrible, hasn't had a good year at all. I'm still those are my three guys I'm going to hold on to for next year and really wait and see.
Yeah. John K just said, the Lakers are playing. And your point is that's the last team I care about.
They better shoot better than last time, John.
There you go. Verdugo.
Yeah, Verdugo. Yeah. The guy I got a lot from my 2018 Series 1 buying. He's a good guy to have.
No kidding. All right. So let's pull up the rookie report here real quick. And for those that don't know, you can go to benchclear.us and find it or breakculture.com. Let's talk a little bit about, and for those that have not seen this, you do a great job of just simplifying all the Topps releases. And I love this. Anybody that wants this, you can just click it and save that image and it's yours, put it on your desktop and you can have whatever you want. For quick reference.
And as guys pop up, I add to it. Like I added Winker this month and I added a couple guys that have been kind of coming through the cracks. I'll probably add Hap next month or, next article. So it keeps changing as well.
I should not have to clarify this, but I did have a guy ask me this past week, hey, why do you have us on all of these? That is update series. We're not talking about us.
Does he want us to put Series 3?
Seriously, yeah. Pre-series 1.
Yeah, there you go.
Post-series 2. All right, so we can go through the top 10, but I don't think that's as important because I think we all kind of know these names. Ronald Acuna comes in at 10. I guess let's do this. Let's talk about a couple of these guys. This is going to move higher very quickly.
Well, Acuna at 10 was a joke. I mean, people when I the most consistent comment I got on just kind of Facebook, just kind of sharing my article with friends and stuff, is how is Acuna below Blackmon? It's just like,
right.
I have no idea.
100%. Yeah, I made a comment on a summary video that I did, like anything below 200, I'm scooping up. And I think there was 2 that sold for 198 or something the last few days or a couple days ago. And I'm mad I wasn't the one buying them because he absolutely broke out this weekend. I think he hit 5 home runs this weekend.
Right.
Does that sound right? 3-1. Yeah, 3-1-1. Yeah.
I think so. 3-1-1. Yeah.
Man, oh man, it was only a matter of time. So yeah, that to me, not even close. That was by far the most surprising name on the top 10, being that it was number 10.
Right.
Yelich, does that surprise you at 240? Is that a buy for you? Sell? What's your?
He's just not playing well, though. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but 240 is a really good number still, I think, for these rookie cards. So it's kind of that market fluctuation we're talking about, a matter of where he's going to land when it kind of stabilizes. But I don't think he's a buy right now, but I think he's kind of where 240 is a solid number for his rookie card, in my opinion.
That's fair. Okay. Lindor, that's my guy. Big fan of Lindor. I think he's cheap. But the problem is he's in Cleveland, right? Cleveland players just have a hard time moving.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he's going to be their franchise player and probably not go anywhere.
Yeah. Do you think that limits him long term then for you?
I do. Yeah, I do. It's just, man, it's so frustrating because I really do like Francisco Lindor.
Yeah.
Just a very likable guy. In any other market, I think he'd do really well.
Right. He'd be pretty crazy with the Red Sox, I think. He kind of fits.
Oh, my goodness. Blackmon, no thanks. You guys can have him.
I had him on trending down, yeah.
Yeah, you did. Tatis, I mean, I truly believe he's going to be the face of baseball for the next 5 years.
Yeah, as long as, health and everything checks out and all that stuff, I think, a lot of those projections I put way back in March about how he compared to Acuna, he's doing that. He's on pace. Like right now, if we stretch this out to 162 games, he's up to 50 homers and 30 steals. I mean, get out of here. Like, you kidding me? I mean, I know it's just still a short sample technically in baseball that he's done in 40 games, but that's still a quarter of a real season. So, absolutely. I mean, that's still, I don't know. Because what if he hits, 35 home runs in a half a season? That'd be incredible. If he goes like 35 and 15, that's still outrageous. That's great. Yeah. So, but yeah, that whole Padres team's been really fun to watch. Will Myers has come on. Machado's playing great. Trent
doing all right.
Trent Grisham's a sleeper rookie who's doing really well. Yeah, it's a pretty fun team going now. They got a lot of pitching coming up in the prospects.
Yeah, they're going to be fun. Trent Grisham's interesting because I think everyone has some Trent Grisham laying around from all 2020 product.
Right.
That's Michael Rathburn's guy. He's been talking a lot about him in the Discord. You've probably seen that. He's a big fan of Grisham.
Yeah.
All right. So Soto, so again, looking at stats today, I didn't realize how good Soto was playing this year.
Yeah. Incredible off of COVID. Just first game back, home run. He's been on a tear. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Unreal. So he basically moved from 170 to 270 in a matter of 3 weeks.
Right before he exploded, I got his SP BGS 9.5, and I was so happy that I got it with it.
Nice.
So I've been trying to get those SPs. I just think he's the safest guy. If you want to just put them in there, watch the steady growth through time, he's the kind of the surest thing to me that you're just a safe money guy to put your money into.
Well, here's the advantage Soto has. He gets Trey Turner getting on base freaking every time.
Yeah.
Right. And so he gets to get an RBI. Essentially, he has an opportunity for an RBI every time he gets at bat.
He's still barely 22. Like, he's not even 22 yet. Like, he's
crazy.
He has so much time.
So crazy. Yeah. SP, you mean you got the variation, the image, the photo variation?
Yeah, the hands on hips in the in the dugout.
Oh, that's an awesome one, man.
Yeah, I just like the SPs have been a chase for me. I just love variations when it comes to rookie cards. It's just fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Cody Bellinger, still surprising for me.
Yeah, I just think his is demand, but he's still a great player. It's just demand. There's not a big pop report there. So,
yep, that's it for sure. Luis Robert, will you buy this card? Let's say it's because it's kind of come back a little bit. It's 375 ish. Are you a buyer at 375?
No, not.
Where does he settle at the end of the season?
That doesn't ask you. Like, what's the prices right here? I think for me, he's got to be just a sliver under Tatis, at least. I still would prefer Tatis over him right now. So what's that put him? I'd say, yeah, that 260, 250 range. I think that's where I think it's settled for me for right now. But,
watching some of these comments. Sorry.
No, it's all right. What are we?
This Tucson Ed running his mouth over there, running his fingers on his keyboard. All right. Yeah. So I think so. Tatis is sitting at 265. He's actually about 282 in the last 48 hours.
Right.
Here's the thing with Robert. We joke about Soto getting the advantage of hitting after Trey Turner. Luis Robert gets to hit after in the 6th or 7th spot after some incredibly good hitters.
Right.
And he's coming up the bat with lots of guys on base. And now he's getting highlights popped up on MLB.com, ESPN of his fielding. Like the plays he's making in center field are really, really exciting. So I don't know. I'm not saying he's better than Fernando Tatis or should be priced higher, but there's a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
Something to be said about the guy coming out. It's very similar to like Prism basketball where some of these silver rookies, you're like, wait, why are these guys priced this high? It's just the new class of collectors coming in. That's the rookie they see. And so they gravitate towards it. And they don't quite know that you could take a step back and go 3 years in time, back to 2017 and grab rookies that are performing just as well.
I think too, like the thing with him, he's doing everything as well as everybody's hoped. So don't get me wrong, but we got Series 1. We had nice Bichette, Lux, Jordan, and everybody knew that Series 2 was going to be only Robert, and that was it. And he just has that sole focus right now on the last product for a rookie card and he's doing well. It's like people are still clearing their shells of that, and you really are chasing one person.
Yeah.
And so I just think that to me, it's just when will that level out? Like when's the next batch? I don't see the update having much in it, but when that next group of rookies, will that make it also, a new focus? Like you said, like, will that actually make a difference? But he is incredible. That team's so exciting. Holy moly. Like you said, it's going to be stacked for a while.
So here's my question for the audience. So let me post this up. All right, I don't have to post it up. Would you rather sit on 5 years from now a case of 2020 Topps Series 1 or 2020 Topps Series 2? Series 1, you have Gavin Lux, Bo Bichette, Yordan Alvarez, Grisham. You have the pitchers like Dustin May, and then Luzardo. Series 2, you have Luis Robert.
I would have to say Series 1 for me, just because I like to have more lottery numbers. Like I just think there's more shots, and maybe 3 or 4 guys are really good long term in Series 1, and Robert's better than all of them. But those 3 or 4 guys' values might kind of equal up to him, maybe, type of thing. That'd be kind of I'd go with a volume approach.
Okay, numbers game. So Series 1, I'm seeing Series 1, Series 1, Series 1. So did you know you could get a PSA 10 of essentially all the top Series 1 rookies right now, and you still will not equal the value of a Luis Robert Series 2 PSA 10?
Did you count Lewis? Lewis is 150 right now.
Yeah, Lewis is 150. Bo Bichette's about 100, and then Gavin Lux is 60.
And then Jordan
dropping fast. It's okay. It's really close. With Lewis at 150, it's probably a little closer than that. But yeah, Kevin,
I get your point.
I was going to say Series 2 would be the one I'd sit on.
You think so?
I'm that much a believer in Luis Robert.
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, I can understand that. I mean, just you're all in on a superior talent. I think that might be smarter long term. I guess I just like having more lottery numbers. I like Bichette a lot. I think just because he got injured, if he didn't injured, I think he'd be 150 right now too. I just think Bichette's really talented.
Yeah, or what you could do is you could just go buy 2020 Topps Chrome Baseball, which I cannot believe is not selling for more at a wax level than it is.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's going to be the one thing we look back on a couple years from now and think, why don't we go grab and sit on Topps Chrome Baseball?
Right. I mean, it's just so stacked. There's just so many, way better than last year. Way better.
So here's an interesting question. Card collector bringing it up. I had someone text me about this earlier. Actually, Shani from the podcast. 2020 factory sets, $50. You take those. You take the 7 or 8 top guys, you grade them.
Oh, yeah. You'll make it on one card.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why don't more people do this?
Yep.
I don't understand it.
It's cool when those factory sets have those couple parallels they slide on the side too. You never know. You can get something good too.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool.
All right. So, okay. So let's finish out this list here real quick. So Mookie Betts at number 2. 465. Would you spend the money on that right now?
On Mookie, gosh, it's so hard to like him so much. That just seems high. I mean, like I think he's such a fun player to watch. Probably not yet. I don't know, but I'm pretty timid. So what do you think?
I would say not right now. I'd probably wait till off season. Let some of the excitement cool down from him being in the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a $400 card.
Especially the Dodgers, the best team in baseball right now, are just one of the best teams in baseball around. It's just not a good time to try to fuel.
For sure. On the flip side, they make it to the playoffs and Mookie Betts goes off. That's
right.
a $700 card, almost overnight.
That's true.
All right. So you can buy right now, you could buy 2 to 4 cases of 2020 series 1 or 2 product hobby cases, or you can buy 1 Mike Trout. What do you do?
Mike Trout. I need to get one of the big guys in my collection because I don't have one. But yeah, I'd buy the Mike Trout. Just
okay. All right. Okay. First off, this photo, John. Come on, man.
New YouTube star.
So here's a good question. Who do you think is going to be in Topps update before we talk about your sleepers?
Gosh, man, I really don't know.
I'm
so
to see what happens.
Because they already said Adele's not in there, like essentially by showing him they showed him the new design picture, right?
They did.
So, I mean, that doesn't look good. I mean, do they slide Madrigal in there? Like, there's really not a big name in there that I can think of. Like, so it's going to be pretty dry.
It is. And the crazy thing about update is that it was severely underordered, like comparatively speaking to other products. And so and Topps knows that, of course. So are they gonna pull one of those fast ones and slip one of those players in? It becomes like a super, like a short squeeze on supply, or are they just gonna realize like we don't have options here? Let's just move everything to Topps Series 1.
Right. I just don't think they have the options, because even if they did slide Adele in, he just started doing a little bit of something, but hasn't been great. Like those guys have come up, haven't done a ton of damage yet. Like Dylan Carlson, he hasn't done much yet. So a lot of those guys have been coming up, their high end prospects haven't come through like Robert has. So they don't really have that crown jewel to try to slide one guy in to make the product, I don't think.
I agree. It's got to be Madrigal. That's going to be the guy. I think you're right.
Yeah. And he's good. He's still hitting for average. He's at the end of that lineup. I really think he can have an Altuve type once he gets up that top of that order. Because I think Tim Anderson's numbers aren't going to sustain that long term.
Yeah,
he's having a good year, but if you look at all his metrics of his BABIP and K rate, they're just not going to equate that like that. It just doesn't hold.
Right. Agreed. All right, real quick, underrated Jake Cronenworth.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody at the Padres system right now. He's Padres, right? Yeah, he's Padres.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Updates here is going to be really rough, but 2021 Series 1, Mr. Tackleberry, I would agree with you.
I'm actually just mostly because I'm a Mariners fan, but I think there's going to be some better series after Series 1 again. I just think with Kalinick and a lot of these guys, if Wander gets into something, I'm looking past Series 1 still personally.
Don't look what's past you, Tyson. Right in front of you. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
All right. So let's finish your report here. Obviously, Trout number 1. Okay, trending up. So, so Kyle Lewis 150. Is that a buy for you? Like,
no, I think he's about maxed out.
I'm going to get excited about him.
As a Mariners fan, I love it. I love seeing him, how he's just playing phenomenal. The team's terrible. We don't have any pitching. Like, there's just nothing. Yep. So for me, he's just kind of maxed out, like at 150. Also, I just think there's a lot of talent coming behind. So it's going to be interesting to see how he kind of sits within that team once the other prospects come up. The Mariners are just an exciting young team, but I think 150 is kind of, I'm not buying him as a Mariners fan at that.
Agreed. Yeah, there's no way I'm touching that. Absolutely not. $100, maybe. 150. No, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, Machado. I totally agree with you here. Actually, I agree with you on both these. Jesus Luzardo and Manny Machado. Manny Machado is so incredibly cheap right now.
Yeah. He just had that terrible year last year after he got paid, and then his numbers are phenomenal again right now, and he still has a long career, and I put in my numbers there. What is it, 5 years of 30-plus homers? I mean,
Crazy.
He's putting together – I still think that's Hall of Fame worthy if he keeps it going. So, and he still has – good chunk of years left. So I just think now he's with Tatis. He's got nice support there. I think he's a good player. He's a really good, fun defensive player. Holy moly, he makes great plays at third. So yeah,
he does. I almost think he's getting hurt a little bit by the fact that Tatis is stealing almost all the attention.
I do, but I think it's helping his bat though. Like he's getting more pitches. He's getting more chance to show what he can do too. So I think it's helped him as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. 2013 Top Series 1. My goodness gracious. You have one further down the list here, Eloy Jimenez. You could buy anybody in the White Sox right now. Yeah. You could go buy Danny Mendick, and you would probably do just fine because, like, everybody in the White Sox lineup is hitting. It's insane.
Yeah, that's true, Dave. Baum might be an update. I don't know. Yeah, Baum could be an update. Baum's solid. I don't know if his upside's huge, but he's a solid player for sure.
That's a good point. Madrigal has a big September. That update could be sought after. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, there's some guys that can make you want to buy a little bit, but they're just not going to be. I think our point is not going to be a Robert or a Bichette level.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no doubt.
I couldn't believe how long Eloy stayed at 70 though. Before you go past that, I couldn't. He was batting like 320, 315, 10 homers, and he was still selling for 75, 80 for PSA 10. I'm just like, what's going on?
No kidding.
Couldn't believe it. It's up again. I think he's closer to 100 now, but
yeah, he's moved a little bit for sure. Okay, the guy is trending down. Charlie Blackmon agreed. There's no way touching that at 250.
No, look at that.
How old is he again? He's 42 years old.
Yeah, he's like 34, 35. And what's my numbers there? He's like batted 220 in the last 4 weeks or something.
Yeah, he's dropped considerably.
240.
Yordan Alvarez, of course, he's hurt. Yankees hitters. So I'm not going to spoil the fun here. We're going to end on something kind of fun. But yeah, Yankees hitters have not had a good year.
Right.
And Ozzy Albies.
Albies has been rough. That K rate, holy cow.
That is you're flirting near 30%. Like, that's not a good thing. Double A, maybe. Major league level. That's not gonna.
I like how hypocritical I am, though. I have Albies. I'm really worried about his Ks, and I have Gallo as a sleeper. Who Ks?
That's a good point. It was the worst historically with strikeout rate.
I just like Gallo's power, man. Gallo's got crazy power.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So Winker, obviously, we already talked about Winker. Joey Gallo, I would disagree with. I feel like he had his opportunity, and he doesn't do anything else except smash home runs.
Right.
But Brandon Lowe, that's a fascinating one. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Lowe? I mean,
he's just been an all-around good player I think the Rays are just a good system. I do think it's kind of short-lived. I'm not saying long-term. I kind of like what he's done as a player, him and a Dame. Like, they have a lot of role players that are doing a lot for that team right now. So, and I've kind of seen Brandon Lowe's been on my feed quite a bit, people selling and people buying. So he's getting a lot of traction around from what I've been seeing from people trying to get some of him. So,
yeah. Okay. All right, so I was taking some notes here. We're going to do something fun here real quick.
Perfect.
So, by the way, great job. You did a really good job on this.
Yeah, thanks.
Super helpful, as always. So let's end on something kind of fun.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really good point, too. You never know what will happen with Wander having an SP in like opening day or something. That'll really increase the value of a product like that.
But won't he have to get like a contract or because Robert got a little bit head start because they signed him to a contract. That was the loophole, right?
Yes. And when I asked Topps about that, they were kind of elusive on the way they actually handle that. So I'm not really sure what the rules are. I
just don't think the Rays care about us wanting Wander up. I think they're going to take the time they need because I just think they're in for the long game. Like,
yeah,
they have a lot of youth. I just like what the Rays are doing as a franchise. So.
Okay. All right. So let's play a little guess the chart game.
Yeah, this will be fun.
I took the names out. I'm going to show you the daily price movements of 8 different players. I'm going to test your knowledge.
Okay.
If you don't get it, well, you guys are welcome to answer this as well. We'll see who can guess these charts first. Hopefully you can guess it for someone in the audience.
All right. So there's 8 guys. I'm going to see 8 different charts. And
you're going to see one at a time. Okay. We'll go one at a time.
Okay.
Cool with that?
Sounds good.
All right. So let me switch it over here. Share this. Guess the chart. I had a lot of fun doing this, by the way. Okay. So there you go. Chart number 1. So May 17th, flirting around 80. You can see prices went up to about 290.
That's Tatis.
Tatis. Well done. And Tatis. You're going to get harder. I promise.
100%. I'm out.
So you tell your students after you get the first one right, bust out. Okay, number 2. This is more of an interesting one. Kind of a similar path to Tatis, but the last few weeks have not been as rewarding.
This is a tough one. 240 high point. He's back down right now. He's down to 130. Let me get my. Oh,
here we go. You got to throw some guesses out there before you look at charts.
I just want to get my list of.
Oh, okay, that's fair. You can get your list.
I like who's in what.
All right, see if some of you no. And but yes, this is pricing as of today. So some of this you don't even know yet.
Oh,
great.
Dang.
Anybody got a guess on that one?
Gleiber?
No. But you're getting warmer.
Oh, Judge.
But missed it. Baseball collector got you.
Yeah, he did get me. It was Judge. Oh, I had him in trending down too. Dang.
Look at that. I think it's interesting because people are starting to realize that he can't stay healthy.
Right.
All the time.
In my very first article, I was going to have my trending down. I was like, I'm going to wait until the health's actually legitimate. And it's legitimate now.
It's legitimate. It's a problem. All right. So well done, Mike. So let's talk about number 3. Here you go. I think a little bit more difficult. Floating around 180, 200 there for basically all preseason, busted up to 320 and has been on a downward spiral since mid-August.
320. That's tough. I don't know.
Price as of today, he's at 204.
This is tough.
Up north coming through.
Bellinger's not down that low.
Yeah, Bellinger's a little higher.
I was thinking Gleiber, but Gleiber hadn't get that high.
I don't respect the Yankees enough to get you 2 Yankees in a row.
That's fair.
Look at everyone thinking it was Bellinger.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Let's see.
There you go. Kevin beat you.
Oh, gosh, that's a great one. Great call there, Kevin.
Kevin, well done.
I was just trying to think who's doing bad. Who's doing bad? I kept passing Yelich.
All right, nice job. Okay, so Glaber's at 238. Okay, so here you go. So let's go number 4. This one will be a little bit more difficult, I think. Actually, they're all difficult. Okay, came out at 120 mid-May and is all the way down around
Jordan?
No. Value cut in half. All the way down.
Lux.
Bam. Nailed it. Beat the crew. Vladimir Guerrero would be very close to that. That's a good guess.
Vlad's been terrible. Good guess, John. That's a good one.
Yeah. But there you go. Gavin Lux. And this is funny. We talk about Luis Robert and that little initial excitement. This is when all the PSA 10s hit for Gavin Lux.
Yeah. I remember I had friends selling at 110. Yeah.
All right. Well done. Well done. Don't get too excited yet. Here you go. Chart number 5.
140.
You can see some. So, by the way, the color is volume. So you
Soto.
see the bulging. Yeah, there you go.
Soto.
Nailed it immediately. 140. We talked about earlier. He was hovering around 180. Now he's all the way up to 280. I mean, my gosh. And to think I had about 50 of those that I sold for 140.
Yeah. It's all right. Live and you learn.
You live and you learn. Exactly. Yeah. Juan Soto. Chart number 5.
Uh,
All right, number 6. Good job. I'm impressed. You're actually doing really well. Oh my gosh.
Trout.
Thank you. Okay, I figured. So I was thinking, okay, he's gonna have 2 or 3 in here that have been really struggles for him. I need to put one out here, some little cookie. Give him a cookie.
That's all right. I got 3 quick, 2 struggles. That's not bad.
You did, yeah. There you go. Look at that.
Yelich. I should have got Yelich.
2,500 mid-July, 3,500.
Quick grand.
I mean, my gosh. Shame on me. All right, so this one I want you to wait about 10 seconds. Let's see if someone from the audience can get it before you.
That sounds good. I'm too competitive.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so there you go. Mid-20s, actually mid-30s, all the way up to mid-July, and then pop to 185 was the high. He's sitting around 165. So don't say anything. Let's see if someone can get this in the next 15 seconds.
Okay.
I have a feeling your first guess, you're probably going to get it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think somebody's got it, didn't they? My guess came.
What was your guess going to be?
Beaver.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Well done, Mike. Okay, the vintage guy coming through and popping in some modern points here. I'm impressed.
Oh, boy, Mike. Looks like Dave G got him, though.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that. Dave G, actually. Nice job. There's no prizes, just respect.
Just, yeah.
You get more YouTube respect points.
Props.
That's right. Okay, last one for you.
That was a great game.
I'm going to go to the top here. This will be a fun one. Okay, I'm really interested to see who get this one first. I do not think it'll be you. Here you go. Mid-50s, mid-40s. Now we're sitting mid-70s. So again, green and thickness here is volume. So you can see pretty weak volume. And then really since early August, volume is picked up.
A Seager or Rendon?
Good guesses, but no.
Because Seager kind of spiked a little bit. Story?
Nope.
Story's actually way higher now, isn't he? Story's up there.
Yeah, he's been moving. Eloy, nope. Nope.
Machado?
Nope. Okay. Hoops and Homers is getting closer. Garrett Cole, that's a great guess, but no, it's not correct.
Yeah, Eloy's higher.
He's getting closer because it is the right position.
So Pete pitcher. Can't be like Dustin May. That seems like it's too young.
You nailed it.
Dustin.
That's Dustin May.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Throwing hard. Holy moly, he's good.
That's a good price. I mean, for
good price.
He's been throwing hard. He's been Twitter sensation, but
the hair,
70s, the hair, yeah.
That's such a crazy value because like I feel like you get a lot of good deals in his raw cards right now. I don't think people. That's kind of an unknown value, I bet, in terms of people. I see his raw cards for sale for like $3 a piece all the time.
Yeah, you're right. You can go scoop up a lot for really cheap right now.
Yeah, the pitching game you can turn value on those guys. Luzardo, like what May, yeah. Yeah.
So if you're curious, I can tell you right now what the Luzardo is going for. Let's see. Let's look it up. Luzardo, the trend is. What do you think Luzardo's selling for?
65, 70.
52.
Ooh, he's been down a little bit.
52. Well, here you go. Look at this. So here's his. I'll show you his.
Yeah, so I was right. He was. Oh wait,
that's not it. No, I'm gonna show you right now.
I got you.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly.
No, it's good. That was a fun game. Good
work there. There you go. There's a snag of it real quick. Jesus Luzardo.
Oh, he's steadily growing though. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I think he'll get in the 65 range if he puts a couple more games. He had a bad game last week. His last outing wasn't great, but
that's so true. Yeah. Have you checked the box for your Tommy John surgery yet? Because you can't go up in price until you get that done as a pitcher.
Yeah.
I think it's mandatory. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Here tonight. This is cool.
All right, man. Well, good job. Thanks so much for putting the work into this. And it's always fun to talk about Flagship with you. Thank you guys for popping in. All 30 of you. It's really fun having you tonight.
Oh, great.
All right, brother. Have yourself a good week.
All right, you too, man.
When are we going to update this again? About 5 days? Get some new numbers?
Yeah, I better get the content and update the numbers real quick.
Real quick. Yeah. Oh, don't blink.
For sure. Probably, yeah, right probably right in September.
Beautiful. All right, man. Have yourself a good week. Go teach those kids up in Canada.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, man. We'll see you.
All right, see ya.
See you guys.